Hello guys, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for joining today. So in this video I want to talk about a particular question most subscribers usually ask me, and this question goes as thus: Dear Milton, can my company sponsor me? Then another group of individuals usually ask me, can my uncles sponsor me, or can my auntie sponsor me? And in this video let's talk about the advantage. If there are some setbacks, or maybe it's all okay for your uncle, your auntie, your company, or maybe an external somebody to sponsor your study abroad to Canada. Remember, I have always said that this is to pull your attention. Those of you who have been asking me, Milton, some schools will not give study visa to Canada. No, it doesn't really depend on school. All right, remember, I have always said that if you want to apply for a college in Canada or a school in Canada, which is not a university, and I gave you guys some of the advantages of applying to a college, right? Make sure the college have a DLI number, a designated learning institution number. Without this number, if your college doesn't have this number, you cannot get a study visa. All right, because this designated learning institution number is a number designated to that college from the province. I hope you understand. Now, let's look at who can sponsor you. First, I would like to recall again or bring back your memory to the videos I did about proof of funds. And I always elaborate, it is not all about providing what is called a bank statement. No, it is not about providing a bank statement. It is about showing the bank statement, because that's what is going to tell the embassy that you have money in your account. And when you show this bank statement, you equally need to show how you are getting the money, how the sponsor is getting the money, right? Now, these are the three groups of people that can sponsor you. The first one is your very self, who is the applicant. The second one is your parents. And the third group of people are your siblings. That's your brother or sister, or your mother or father, or yourself, all right? Anything out of this circle will reduce your visa chances, or your chances of getting the study visa. Or anything out of this circle, this group of people I just mentioned, is going to bring your score down. Now, but it doesn't change the fact that you can still get a visa if your sponsor is out of this circle. Now, this is how you are going to do it. Now, when you are using an uncle, all right, you have to show relationship, how this uncle is related to you. And in this case, I must tell you facts. In this case, if you are using an uncle, just know that it is going to be very, very, very difficult. All right, you need to prove extra proofs. You need to show extra proof to convince the visa officer or the individual attending to your visa. So this is why it gets difficult most of the time. And remember, if you are going to be showing an uncle or an auntie that is going to be sponsoring your visa to Canada, make sure every other thing that includes plans that you are going to return back home to your home country, and of course the reasons why you are studying that program and why you decided to choose Canada. In fact, your statement of purpose, it must be very, very powerful. These are some of the things that we fail to do. If you fail to justify this, you are in serious trouble. You cannot get a study visa if it is your uncle or auntie that is approving, that is giving you the document, right? And remember, like I said, you need to prove documents. First, the documents, you need to start from their birth certificate. You need to show the link they have with your family, because your uncle is your father's brother. So you need to show the link. Do they have any connection? You explain that. To your aunties, do they have any connection? Or your auntie, do they have any connection with your mother? You explain that, right? Now, how are they getting their money? They will give you their bank statement, of course. How are they getting their money? Do they have a business? Do they work, right? Are they abroad? If they are abroad, what do they do abroad? Are they legal in these countries they are? These are some of the things you need to put into consideration. Otherwise, you stand a risk of getting a refusal. Like I told you, let me explain something to you. Canada study visa now takes just 6 weeks. For most African countries, it takes just 6 weeks, right? If you are going to be rejected, they will tell you before time. Maybe you apply today, maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks, your visa will be rejected. But as soon as they start dragging you, all right, maybe you apply today, and after 2 weeks, no response. After 3 weeks, no response. After 4 weeks, no response. Just know that you may just be getting the visa, but it is not a guarantee. But 70% is that you are going to get that visa. You have to pay attention to this. It's very, very important. If you fail to document your proof of funds very well, if you fail to explain your home ties very well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the proof of funds or home ties, make sure you check across this channel to watch the other videos that I did a couple of weeks back. They are all there. If you check my channel, just go through my channel, you are going to follow my videos. And of course, if you follow all my videos, you are going to be moving to Canada without the help of anybody. You can do it yourself. So these are some of the things that you need to know. Then those people who have been talking about medicals, you don't necessarily need to do your medicals. All right, you can leave it. For example, there is one of my students, I gave an offer letter to her. She was asked to do medicals. I'm not the one doing the process to her. She looked for her bank statement, all right, and all the other documents. She was asked to do medicals a few weeks back, and I'm seriously praying that she gets the visa. Others are equally applying, all right? So these are some of the things you need to put into consideration. If you are a girl and maybe your husband is not in Africa and you are in Africa, what is your husband doing? And let's assume your husband is your sponsor. Does your husband have a job over there? If yes, show the proof. Is he legal in that country? If yes, show the residence permit. All right, does he have home ties? Home ties. Let you guys document. And if you are married, where are your marriage certificate? Where is your marriage certificate? I beg your pardon. Where are your marital pictures? Your court wedding, maybe traditional or whatever. Show proofs and show examples. All right, this is how you document for Canada visa, and you explain every key point. Remember, you're not going to be there, so you need to make the visa officer working on your file to know every detail. If you have properties, of course, show them. If you are getting money from a business which is not registered, it may not make sense. You might not indicate that the business, you have a business, but along the line, explain, because they are going to check your bank statement, right? Yes, it is going to be checked. So these are some of the things that you need to put into consideration. They are very, very important. Now let's go to companies. Can a company sponsor me? Of course, a company can sponsor you, but again, your chances are very slim. On 100, you are already at 50% backwards, right? But if it was your father or mother, you are already at 80% if every other criteria being equal. Now, this is when a company is going to sponsor you. You must have worked with a company for a very long duration of time, and the company needs to give you what is called affidavit of sponsorship. And of course, they need to write recommendation letters and reference letters to explain why they are sponsoring you. All right, if you are a shareholder there, why not? They can explain that. If your father have a relation to the company, why not? They can explain that. If it's that the company has been sponsoring you for a longer period of time, like I always say, proof of funds depends on a case-by-case basis when it comes to Canada study visa. It is not like the American visa, like American embassy, or maybe a study visa to the USA, F1 visa. No, it is not like a student visa to Germany or maybe Poland or Lithuania or Hungary. No, they need to write the documents. First, give you documents to show that the company is well established. Secondly, give you the bank statement of the company. Another document, they have to give you pictures of the company and you working in that company with at least. Try to document all of this. Those of you asking me that the documents are too many, they cannot enter. Do you guys know there is something called merge PDF documents on Google? If you don't know, go to work now and make sure you do the right thing. Like I always say, study abroad depends solely on you. I may assist you, I may give you knowledge, I may help you, but if you do not put in some work, you may not succeed in this thing. This is why most agents end up maybe defrauding people and doing a lot of terrible things. I have a lot of messages in there, but I cannot help you in any way. I cannot help you because only you can do the work. Understand? Now, these are the proof. Like I always say, try as much as possible to get your father, your mother, your siblings to sponsor you. If they don't have the jobs, do they have farmlands? Can they show proof how they are getting their money? For example, many parents in Africa, example my own country, they do rice farming. They do this thing called irrigation. They do shifting cultivation. If you are a rice farmer, or if you harvest coffee, if you have it in large amounts, you have been selling it, and you want to send your daughter to school to study in Canada, of course, your business is a small business, maybe a sole proprietorship or a partnership, and it's not registered. No problem at all. Make sure your daughter explain all these things or your son explain all in detail. All right, then bring down pictures of you in your farms. Remember, you have to be explaining and stating the number of acres or hectares you have, or maybe the number of plots you have that you are doing the harvesting from. Start from the farm. Maybe show yourself with your son in the farm, right? Pictures. Then you explain these are the hectares of farm lands. You take pictures. Then now, after the harvesting, maybe you can show pictures of fresh products. After the harvesting, you show pictures. The number of maybe in bags or in kilograms, you show pictures. Then again, when you are in the market, all these things is intelligence. Study abroad is intelligence. How you plan it, how you document it. All right. You may just do all these things, and before you know, you get a visa. Because of what? How you convince the visa officer to believe that the story you are narrating is true. But maybe you go and you say your business is registered, you don't show pictures, you don't show anything. At the end of the day, you are rejected. You start blaming people. Maybe now you start saying that the school, no, your school is okay. You are the one who didn't document well. Study abroad is technique, especially for Canada. Like I always say, Canada needs at least 1.4 million upwards inhabitants or in immigrants into their country from now till 2025. If you think you are wise, this is a time to move into Canada. If you think you are not, okay, it depends on you. There are so many pathways you can use. There is an express entry you can follow. But remember, the points keep increasing. I was just checking end of May, early June, and I noticed that the points keep increasing. Now it's around 480. If your points are not around 480, you have no chance of getting into the pool, except they lower the points again. And I can assure you that for you to go into now to get invitation to apply for permanent residency via express entry, you need a higher point. All right, I'm going to make a separate video about that. But first, the study route, it's all intelligence. Do not lie. A lot of people are lying and they're getting banned for nothing. Before you know, they will ban you. Canada will ban you if they discover that your things are fake. They will ban you. Someone used his bank statement and brought it back, gave somebody to apply again for a visa. How can you do that? Canada uses what is called artificial intelligence, right? If you give a document to them today, they save it in their system. If you bring that same document back, the system automatically detects that document. It is called artificial intelligence. Don't do that. Come on. So I just wanted to answer this question so that I clarify those of you. Your chances will reduce if you use an external sponsor, please. But at the end of the day, if you do not have a sponsor to use, your parents are not worthy, they cannot give you what you need, your father is not worthy, your mother is not worthy, your siblings, they don't have anything to offer you. If you can register your business and prove that you have a business registered, it is going to help you. And again, remember, there is something called proof of home ties. You have to show that you are going to come back home. All right, so that is something you need to put into consideration. If they cannot, register your business and make it legit so that you start from there. If you don't fight today, you cannot succeed tomorrow. This is pure truth. So I hope this video is going to help you. Please, if there is something I forgot, I'm going to explain again in other videos, in subsequent videos, till we meet again. Bye.